Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you know what all the different tastes are on your tongue? There's 5 different types of tastes.
Yes. Are some of them basic, like salty or sweet?
They're all basic.
They're all basic.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if I know them all. Do you want me to try to name them?
Try it. Try.
Okay. Salty, sweet, bitter, sour, and umami.
Yes. You knew them all.
Yes!
Okay, so my fact comes from Mr. Darren Van Dam. So thank you, Darren, for this fact that he slid into my DMs all so subtly. Those are all the 5 different tastes on your tongue. And a lot of people used to think that different portions of your tongue were more receptive to sweet or salty, which is super not true. Except for in the very back, it's bitter. Bitter is tasted the most because if you, historically speaking, from a ecological point of view, if you had something bitter on the back of your tongue, that means you probably ingested something poisonous, so you're gonna die. So you would throw it up. Anyways, all that to say, spicy is not a flavor. And we always associate spicy with being a flavor because when you eat food, you're eating something, so you're associating it with your olfactory system, which is not accurate. It's a feeling. So in food, do you know what I'm talking about? Did you think spicy was a flavor?
I did, actually. I guess I did. I didn't think, obviously I didn't name it, but cayenne pepper is a spice.
Yeah.
So I would think it's a flavor. I don't know.
I know it's confusing to think about, right? Because you're like, but I'm tasting it. But what happens is in these spicy vegetables, right, that you're eating, or spices, what are they called? Vegetables?
Peppers.
Pepper, right, is a vegetable. It's a vegetable. So when you eat a spicy pepper, in that pepper, what's spicy is capsaicin. I'm not saying that right at all. But that is a deterrent for bugs and animals not to eat it, right? So that's its own protection of itself. So when you eat it, your VR1 receptors are reacting to it like it's something hot. So when you eat something hot, you're like, it's hot, it's hot. It's not hot. But the receptors in your mouth are telling your brain that you have something hot in your mouth, because that's what that neuron is telling your mouth.
Why?
It's a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism for the plant to protect itself. And then for you, your body registers it as something too hot. That's why it has that response of mucus and a runny nose. You're trying to get more air in. You think it's too hot, but it's not too hot. So when people are experiencing something like that, they want water, right? Because it feels like your mouth's on fire. But water doesn't do anything because the molecules are oily. What you should do is drink a glass of milk, and the protein in the milk will bind itself to the capsaicin, and it'll neutralize it. Isn't that crazy?
That was a lot of information. I have one question before we wrap this up. Does your brain think of it as a poison then?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think your brain, I think your brain registers it as maybe an invader. But the interesting thing about spicy food is that when you eat spicy food, you get a bunch of endorphins released. And I'm not sure why, but that's why people say you don't actually like eating spicy food for the flavor, because it's not flavor. It's because you're getting this little rush of happy juice when you're eating something spicy. So you're kind of addicted to that.
Oh my gosh. I have a severe addiction to cayenne pepper. It's even in my coffee.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's a really good fact.
Thanks. Cheers.